Hey, so welcome everyone. It is November the 24th, and we have a very special guest. Oh dear, and I haven't queued this up properly. Oh well, I'm gonna have to go backwards here. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, good. Okay, sorry, getting a little slideshow here. There we go. Okay. And let me just do one more thing here. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. I was listening to Sanat Kumara right before I was put to come on, and I was going through some of the slides with him. But he is very present today. He is the keeper of universal law and is going to be explaining that to us today, the beginning of real deep understanding of universal law. So we're in Home to the Heart Book Club, and as I said, it's November the 24th, 2025, and the pages that we're studying are 68 to 72. So let's just jump right in. Okay. Oh yeah, here's my site. If people that are watching the YouTube want to check out the .ca of voiceoffreedom.ca, this is where all the information is stored, especially through this yellow circle right here. And the YouTube channel, the link is on the front as well. And of course, all donations are welcome. So let's do our little bit of silence at the beginning. And I'm just going to say welcome to all our friends that are here right now, because we have groups from the other side that like to listen into this. And let's ask the Divine Mother to put her beautiful blue velvet cloak around us. And I just want to help us remember what the blue is for. It connects to Michael and peace and hope. And Michael especially works with our infinite potential, that expansion of our sacred purpose and why we're here. So let's post Archangel Michael along the door wall to the room that you're in. Always put Michael along the wall where there's a door, and he walks across with his blue flame. This is what it looks like, kind of like you can kind of envision him holding his blue flame of truth. And then Archangel Raphael goes along the next wall, and his flame is emerald. So just change seeing that blue to emerald, and then he stands in this corner. And then Archangel Uriel walks along the third wall with his silver and stands in that corner. And his flame is slightly different. It's like a little pot that you hold in your hand, and the flame comes out the spout. And Archangel Yophiel, of course, with his Yofi dust, stands in the fourth corner. And then Archangel Gabrielle is in the middle with her golden spiral of joy. And Sanat Kumara connects to this. He is of the golden ray. And the universal laws are known for their balance. And Sanat Kumara carries a golden scales of balance. And you can see Gabriel and Sanat Kumara are the feminine and the masculine in the gold, and Michael and the Divine Mother are the blue. So you've got the both energies, masculine and feminine, in the blue and the gold. And that balancing is really important, because in all the blessings and virtues, in hope, there's masculine, feminine, in love, in peace, in wisdom, in truth. It all carries both energies. That's why they're called blessings and virtues. And the universal laws are the same. They're always both. It's attraction and repulsion. It's give and receive. So it's the balance that we're bringing forth on the planet. So just feel those colors all around you. We're asking the Mother to put her cloak around us and posting the mighty ones. We are creating a healing chamber with colors. Colors carry the balance of the energies of the masculine and the feminine. So feel those colors. They're also connected to sound, love, nature, within and without. Love is everything, and we're remembering that heart-centeredness. So let's breathe that emerald green of the heart chakra. Do the pause at the top of the breath, and then on the out breath, drop down into your heart, either under the Bodhi tree with the Buddha or in a garden somewhere in nature. And just feel that energy of your heart space. It is where everything is. We're learning to listen with our hearts. And the more we can settle in there, even for a minute, like Laura was talking, a minute every once in a while, it makes a huge difference in your day. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Council of Love, Council that serves. We gather here this evening, united in heart and purpose, seeking guidance through the doorway to your sacred wholeness. We've heard your call, and we answer now with our hearts, souls, and minds. We are your children and servants, companions in spirit, co-creators in form. We walk this planet Earth, Terra Gaia, this ancient garden of green. We come prepared and clear in our intent to join wholly and completely this night with awe, with joy, with the divine, with love. We seek our birthright and our inheritance. We seek that which is, all that ever has been, and all that ever will be. We seek those blessings in order to better serve our companions of earth, to be of service to the one, to show our love for each other. In this, and for Gaia, in this we join our hearts and pray. Amen, amen, and amen. Okay. So I just wanted to do a little bit. I've shown you this with how the laws all connect to the different chakras, but this is just a reminder. We're going to be looking. We're going to be starting with the law of sacred purpose connected to the ruby chakra, where we just spend a lot of time with the Buddha on compassion, coming to that place of non-judgment. So when you're in that place of compassion, loving and serving without judgment, it's much easier to find your sacred purpose, to really connect with it when we're in that state of compassion right from your foundation, your root. But it goes up into intent, into the law of balance, as within, so without, as above, so below. And to change, the Divine Mother teaches us this, to give and receive, to attachment and detachment, unification, transmutation and dissipation, instantaneous transmission and transformation, karmic dispensation, attraction and repulsion, elimination, and constancy and continuity. So the Mother teaches us this last one, and the Buddha teaches us this one, and Sanat Kumara teaches us all the rest. And universal laws are basically the framework. So if you think of the sunlight, how it's constant, it's all, the light is always around us, even when it's dark. And it's like a framework. It's how we create. The laws are really important, and it's our human laws have actually been based on universal law, but they've lost their way a bit because they've lost that balancing. So as we bring this back and embody these universal laws, it helps with everything on the planet. And it is our joy. So these laws are very connected to the golden energy. And joy is also golden. So this is our self-worth. This is being in gratitude. This is knowing your divine alignment and divine balance. It's that golden energy. And it really does connect into flow too. Give and receive. This law is all about gratitude. So we'll get into that. Okay. So I just wanted to do a little bit of a reminder about joy. And this is jumping up into the law of give and receive and the solar plexus and this chakra right here. So it really does connect into joy. But because this golden energy is so important, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a insight into joy with Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel is a golden energy, just like Sanat Kumara. And here she's saying, what is the antidote for depression or clearing or doldrums? It is a very generous dose of joy. It is the golden elixir that expands and heals all parts of your body, all parts of your bodies, your sacred field. So this golden energy, Jane, breathing this gold can be very, very healing. And joy is the still point between masculine and feminine. It's actually, there's a stillness. The stillness is a theme for joy and for hope. And I'll show you how that works together. But it's the still point between the masculine and the feminine. It's really that deep respect between both energies inside of yourself. And then it's shown on the outside with that deep respect and admiration for all of us here on planet. So it is all, it does not pick and choose. It is free and abundant to all. And this is a really important when we're working with the laws, because the laws are all about our joy, that golden energy. Okay. So, and here's that, the Hathor wisdom where they talk about, although it sounds ridiculously simplistic, the essential truth of these secrets is what you call joy, appreciation, and gratitude. So when you can be in that state of joy for even when in the most difficult circumstances or the most mundane tasks, if you can change your perspective to gratitude and joy, it's very healing. Sanat Kumara says it takes an anchored, a compassionate, wise soul to be able to venture into your world, to truly see this is all part of this wonderful mixture, the melange that the mother has created, and bless it all. So even if we're not feeling well, if you can find that gratitude for it somehow, it speeds the healing up. It is a healing state of being in that golden gratitude. So understanding the laws is very healing. Okay, so Sanat Kumara begins by saying, greetings, I am Sanat Kumara, keeper of universal law. Welcome, my friends of gold. So he's encouraging us to, understand what the gold is. My fellow Venusians. So he is the universal, or no, the planetary logos for Venus. Venus is a highly evolved planet with beings, very higher dimensional beings on it. We are just not evolved enough to be able to see them yet, but it's there. So he is the logos for Venus. And he's the one that when Gaia was really falling into disarray, he's the one that reached out and began helping. And he says, my fellow Gaians, my family, for that is what is occurring that I wish to refer to even before we discuss the laws. I am not some distant entity, some foreigner sent from a distant planet to work with you and with Gaia. We are family, and that is what you are beginning to feel. And it is not simply family with me. Far more importantly, it is family with each other, and the sense of unity and connection, of brotherhood, of sisterhood, of sibling, of mother, father, one is growing. So the laws are all pointing towards unity, towards the planet as all of humanity on the planet really coming into community. So Sanat Kumara is keeper of universal law and our universal logos. So he has expanded so much. He was our planetary logos as well as Venus's, but now he's our universal logos. So his energy has really expanded in the last few years. And a keeper is a holder of information. So he is a holder of how the laws work. And a logos, so universal logos, is an overseer of the Mother's divine plan of unfoldment for all of us to come into community, to be at peace with each other. Right now, someone, when I was at work today, said there's 50 wars that are happening on the planet. I didn't look it up, but I have in the past looked it up. So this is old energy that's on the surface that needs clearing. And not to worry so much about the chaos and the without, really to focus on the within, coming into that balance inside and really honoring both the masculine and the feminine sides in your form is what will create peace on the planet. SK, so one of his nicknames is SK. Another one is Raj. He loves being called Raj. So if he shows up, you can call him Sanat Kumara, SK. I tend to call him SK more than anything, but Raj is easy to say too. He is our friend, an ally, a one and of all, and particularly of Venus and of Earth. He welcomes us to this time of change, transition, opening, and the bringing forth of the Mother's divine plan. The Kumaras from Venus have worked on this project with Earth, with Gaia, for millions and millions of years. This is a very long project. And he says it is with incredible joy and satisfaction he sees so many of us rising up, embracing the higher frequencies. Sanat Kumara was known to ancient Persians as Ahura Mazda. And it's kind of funny when I have a Mazda car that I drive. And when I found out that was one of his names, I thought that's fun. And to ancient Hebrews as the Ancient of Days, and to ancient Hindus as Subramanya, he came to Earth as Quetzalcoatl with the Mayan calendar. So that's in Mexico. And says that there are very few civilizations that he has not been involved with, but he does not present himself as a god. He is our friend, our ally, and he has a great sense of humor. So when you sense his presence around you, yeah, just be open to the inspiration that comes, because yeah, lots of times it's very funny. These higher dimensional beings are in such a high state of being that the lightness of being is really, really beautiful. So they can come into to people, like they can literally come in. When I used to go down into the downtown east side more often and sit with the women that were really struggling with addictions and different alcoholism and other things, sometimes he would come and sit with me, actually in the being opposite me. And we'd have a very lively conversation. And I always knew it was him because he would sit a certain way. So just know, like, if you're in front of someone and they're acting like, you can just pick up on it. So they literally can come and speak to us through other beings. And it's just fun to be really aware when that does happen. As keeper of universal law, SK tells us the laws are a method or a tool of creation, a way for us to understand and be in closer divine union with the Mother, Father, One. Universal law explains very simply how things work in the higher realms. Studying and practicing these wondrous divine laws, and another name for them is the laws of love, is a way to balance within and without. Sanat Kumara says our sacred mother's divine plan is dynamic. So the divine plan for all of us on Gaia is really an action plan. It isn't set in stone, though it is etched throughout the universe. The divine plan includes the ascended realms, our star brothers and sisters, the angelic and archangelic realms, and all the kingdoms and realities. When Archangel Gabrielle, so this is the being that is embodying the planet, volunteered, the mother asked her, and she said yes for this. It was understood that this planet would be a place of love. The plan was for the human collective and all beings to experience peace, love, and joy with free will and choice. We were meant to align with how we wish to experience form and interdimensional travel. So we could come to this planet and be a dolphin for a day, or be a mountain range, or be a snail. It was for us to play and experience different forms. But the planet fell into disarray and we forgot how to do that. But the more we fill with light, the more the planet will come back to its original purity. In the beginning, Gaia operated in a 12-dimensional sphere. So we are talking about these 12 dimensions connected to the chakra system. So we're coming back to that. We now have access to all 12 dimensions. We didn't used to. There was incredible diversity, wonder, and awe. We could experience life as anything: a mountain, a snail, a whale, or a fairy, all rooted in love. It was never intended for us to be stuck in human form. So we have been for thousands of years now. But human will went awry and we strayed. Still, the divine plan always allowed for recovery and learning. There is no judgment in the higher realms. The plan included a great awakening, and no matter how far we wandered, that awakening was inevitable. So that's what the tri-flame is, and especially the pink flame in the middle. It's the awakening to our truth. But we're going to go into that a little bit deeper in the next couple slides. So the plan has unfolded in stages, leading to a return to love and the reclamation of our divinity. We were always meant to be interdimensional beings. The goal was to reconnect not only to the love that is the essence of all things, but also to the love that we are. In reconnecting with this love, we would create an even grander awakening. We would come to understand our deep connection to our fellow human beings and the collective. So that's what the universal laws are really about. It's the unification factor that's happening. Through this, we would truly see that there is no separation, only unity. The expression of our multidimensional selves would return, becoming an expression of what the divine creates through us. Because of our wandering, a great deal of assistance has been brought forward. We are surrounded with help. The assistance has been in place for millions of years, guiding us as we evolve, as we remember the one, the light, the love. So you never hesitate to ask for help, and just know that even if we're feeling out of sorts, if we have any kind of illness, there's help that comes streaming in, and it's just us remembering to open to receive that help, because sometimes we'll block it because we're not feeling well. But again, it's that knowing to open, to be in that state of joy and be open to receive all the help that's around us. Easier said than done. It's a practice we're learning. Okay. So the role of universal law. Universal laws, or the laws of love, as they are also called, are our way home. That alignment with the divine mind, heart, and will. Universal law helps us understand in the most basic of ways how things work in our universe, how to live in sacred and meaningful ways in our human self as a spirit and form, how to conduct ourselves and know that we are in alignment. The laws are a guide, a roadmap to understand the workings of the higher realms. When we are applying, invoking, utilizing them, they make our life easier because we are in alignment with the Mother, Father One in its most simplistic terms and its most complex. That is what universal law is. So they are the framework. They help us create in alignment. They help us balance within the masculine and the feminine energies, the Mother, Father, and the oneness, which is the unification of all the energies, us being in community and in the heart space, that emerald energy. The divine plan and universal law is a comprehensive set, a body of understanding. The entire purpose of universal law is unification. It is the bringing together. So when you think of universal law and yourself, because we want you, we ask you, and we guide you to think of universal law as a way in which you come to understand how mother, father, he, she, all one source, universe, divine plan, how we beckon you back to join with us. It is a unifying factor. That is what is called universal law. It is encompassing, it is embracing. And the study of this flame in your heart really, really helps with the healing, the awakening to the truth, and then the action using the laws. It is to bring you and us and all together. And the more that you are in that alignment, and this is really important here, not with the understanding that you are a legal scholar. He says, let me be very clear about this. You don't have to be a legal scholar to understand these laws. They're just basic common sense. And all of us know them, we've just forgotten them. This is where we've come from, and this is how the higher realms work. The more you are in alignment with your multidimensional, universal human, star seed, earth keeper self, in alignment with the law, then the more you are in alignment not only with all, but with who you are. And the more you are in alignment with who you are contributing to the ascension of the collective. So it's just remembering that we are this light inside of us. We all know these laws. And basically when we start studying them, it will just feel like, oh yeah, that's how things work. It's just common sense. But we've definitely forgotten. So they're a framework for how things work. And keep remembering it's connected to this golden energy of being in gratitude for everything. The more we're in this gratitude, that's the framework. It's like walking outside and you feel the sun and it's been really cold out and you just feel that gratitude for the sun, for the warmth of the sun. It's that feeling inside of us. And being that no matter what we are, what's in front of us, just being that gratitude, waking up in it, being in it all day long, and falling asleep in it. And that is a real state of light or enlightenment. So it's a spiraling energy, like our ascension spiral, but it's also a straight line alignment to source. Yes, Ken.
Um, okay, I understand how to study it. How do we apply these laws?
Yeah, we'll get into it as we study each
Okay.
one. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a matter of invoking them and then really listening. But we'll as we go through each one, I'll be showing how to apply them. Mm,
Okay.
yeah, good. Good question. Okay. So so back in 2011, I had a reading, my very first reading through Linda, through all this information came through. And Archangel Michael told me on my very first reading about this divine plan for the planet. And at that point, I really didn't know anything. I didn't even know what an archangel was. And so it was news to me. And he said that I'd volunteered and that um yeah, things were going to shift and I was going to be on a very fast track. December the 7th. So a month later, less than no. Okay. So November the 29th is when I talked to Archangel Michael. 2 weeks, no, not even 2 weeks. It's like December the 7th. So that's like a week later, Sanat Kumara wants to talk to us as a group. And at the end of my reading, Archangel Michael said, call on Sanat Kumara. And I didn't even know what he meant by that. I actually had to ask my friend, what's he talking about? What do you mean call? So basically it was just saying he wanted to talk to us, but I needed to say it was okay because it's free will here. So you have to say that you do. And so I didn't know who this being was, who Sanat Kumara was. So I said, well, let's get a group together and talk to this being. So the Sanat Kumara came and talked to us, and there was one, two, three, four of us, or was there five of us? There's four or five of us in this group. And this is part of the message. It was very long, it was 2 hours long, but this is part of what he told us. So it's kind of interesting. So I just wanted to share it here. The illusions that the human race, the human collective, built up over thousands of years, that veil as you have thought of it, that feeling, that belief of separation need not apply any longer. So you say to me, Sanat Kumara, SK, Raj, how do I eliminate this? And he says, you eliminate it by working with the tri-flame in your heart. So this is when I first started, like, even knowing that there was this tri-flame. And I spent more time studying this tri-flame. And he's right, everything's embedded in there. You eliminate it by igniting the tri-flame of your heart and having it burn brightly, not only with you, but within each and every person that you encounter, not only in your sacred work, but as you shop, as you walk along, as you do your work for the multitudes. What you are asking is to come home, to receive the gift of brightening, of enlightenment, to be the truth of who you are, each of you, and then to be on earth to assist, to act as showers of the way. So first, we work with our own flames and really anchor in that love and that peace and that joy and that healing and the awakening to the truth. And then there's the action. And it just naturally happens. The more you go inside yourself and realize everything's there, it's way more exciting inside of us than outside. So I highly recommend the sitting still and contemplation of this flame. And I'm going to show a little bit more about it here. So inside this flame, it speaks to the blue flame, which is the hope, which connects to the right side of the brain and the left side of the body. And this is, it does connect to the Divine Mother, very much so. And this energy is rising in everyone. This blue has tended to be suppressed here. This healing work, this knowing that everything is forgiven, that all the experiences we've had on planet have been experiences for us to be use our compassion with the self and for everyone. So there's no accident that we learned all about compassion, the non-judgment with the Buddha, the very first thing that we learned in this system. And it also speaks to the joy, the left side of the mind. And this is being in gratitude. So truth speaks to joy, speaks to hope, and the truth is right in the middle of your flame. So there's the hope and there's the joy of the flame. So when you study this and you really feel them equal, it helps with everything. And it really helps with our study of universal law to understand this balance within, because this is what the laws are all about, balancing the masculine and the feminine energy. So within this blue is the understanding of karmic dispensation, that everything is forgiven, but it's found in the stillness. And in joy, there is the still point as well. So both these energies can have a stillness component. They have an action component and a stillness component. So we are on planet as a creator race. We're meant to create. And the universal laws really help with creation. To be in action in our fullness, so understanding there is no judgment, the knowing there is no judgment inside of us. So that's found in the stillness of the golden energy. So really going within and contemplating this flame is super important to incorporate the laws with ease. So the action is being in real deep gratitude that we're all here with purpose. And that's connected to the father energy. And then the mother connects to the stillness and understanding the balance as well. Yes, Darren.
Now, is there a still point in the triflame?
The still point, well, the stillness is in the heart center. So it's contemplating the tri-flame. It's the still point is between the masculine and the feminine energy. So the stillness is really found right in the middle. And it's in the heart center. You can find that in the heart space. But the best thing to do is just look at the tri-flame and see what you find. Because it's all in there. You'll find it. But it's taking the time to contemplate it and really see it. But I've got a method here. So I'm coming up with a method. So this will make it easier. Okay. So the blue is really the healing, but it's also the stillness. So, and the pink is our awakening to the truth. And the gold is the action, but there's the still point here and there's the stillness here. So they all come together at the base. So hope is the stillness and understanding the balance of the mother, father one. And then joy is the still point between the masculine and the feminine. So but you can find it as you're contemplating. So just know that there's movement and stillness in each of these colors, and in the pink and in the silver. So it's just a matter of practicing, dropping in, just breathing that emerald or any color that comes to you. You know, you can drop in on the blue, you can drop in on the white light, you can drop in on the golden energy or the pink, whatever it is that comes to you that you feel like you want to breathe, because then that's just right for you. Breathe in, pause, and on the out breath, drop right down into your heart center. We're not spending enough time in the heart center. We're all so up in our minds. And the mind makes it it can be quite frenetic. So once you start operating more and more and more from your heart center, the mind calms down. Everything calms down. Everything. The healing really is found in the being able to drop into your heart center and be there, whether it's 30 seconds at the beginning, but you can build it so you can sit there for half an hour easily and just be in that space. And you'll find it's super uplifting. They start to lift you up into this most wondrous energy. So, but it takes practice. It takes practice. Okay, so there's another way to do this. You can also imagine them. If it's hard to see the flames, the mother gave us a technique of imagining them as roses. So when I first started doing this, my yellow rose was much smaller than the pink and the blue. So then you know where your imbalance is. It's easier to see where the imbalances are with the roses. So even start with the roses, contemplating them, see which one's bigger, which one's smaller, which one's not like, not cohesively together. And then just start breathing energy into them so they balance. That's the key. You want them all to be as equal as possible. Then you know that you're in love with your masculine, in love with yourself, and in love with your feminine. And this, the masculine, tracks right up to the Divine Father. And we can be angry with the Divine Father and the Divine Mother and not even realize we're angry, because there's been so many lifetimes of trauma and separation. We can be carrying energy of anger towards source. So it's really good to uncover that. They have no judgment of it. They know what it's been like. This has been a really long, hard journey, millions and millions of years. They have no problem with us being angry. So just recognize it and let it go. And then go, oh my gosh, look at that. Didn't know I was carrying that. So that can be underneath everything. We can have anger towards our physical father, caretakers, physical mother, caretakers, siblings, we don't even realize we're carrying it. This is the, the subconscious and the unconscious energy. So when you're contemplating these roses or flames and you see them not equal, it usually means there's underlying sorrow, shame, anger, fear, bigotry, hatred, limitation, control, all kinds of issues that you didn't even realize were there. So contemplating this and equalizing it can work wonders. But SK is going to help us. He did this exercise with us on December the 7th, 2011, and I'm going to read it out, and he's right here, and he wants us to go in and just do a little work right now. Let's see what time it is. Oh yeah, we're getting close. So let's take this time right now, drop in, and stay in here for 10 minutes. Because this work is really important before we jump into the actual law of sacred purpose next week. And then next week, all during the week, if you can practice this, balancing the roses or the flames, whatever is easier for you to work with, it will help understand the law of sacred purpose so much better. So everybody okay with that? Doing our 10 minutes right now? We're almost at the end. Okay. Okay. So this is what SK said to us. So I'm just going to read it and we're just going to drop in, then I'll set the timer for 10 minutes. And I'll put myself on mute as soon as I've stopped talking. So he says, now we will start with each of you to do this, a turning up of the ignition. So he's going to help us light up our flames or our roses, however you see it. So he says, drop into your heart, sweet angels, deeper and deeper yet. We will work first with the center, and we will make this deep rose, for it is the pink diamond of your wholeness. So just imagine that and feel it turn it up. So what you're doing is you're filling it up with energy. So just feel that energy of the pink rose or the pink flame inside of you. And then he says, to the left, to the blue or the gold. So you can put the blue or the gold on the left, whatever comes to you. See that rose or that flame on the left. And turn it up. So feel it, feel the energy of it. Feel it ignite. And then to the right, to the blue or the gold, whichever is right for you. And feel that energy expand and turn it up. And then he says to braid them into one. So to see the flames and braid them into one energy, and that's the oneness. And then he says to breathe the violet. So breathe beautiful violet. And then breathe his gold. And he says, I overlight you in this, for like Michael and Gabrielle, we all have need of the fullness of your support on the planet. And then he says to let it flow down to Gaia, knowing that we are fed from the heart of one. So now let's just sit in this beautiful energy of these flames, of these roses inside of us for 10 minutes. And to send this energy to Jane for healing and to anyone else that you feel in need for this expansion of our tri-flames, the knowing of this balance inside of us, of the blue, of the pink, of the yellow. There we go. That's 10 minutes. Mm. 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 Yes, Ken, you're on mute.
Yeah. Okay. Well, um, I have some information. What's
What?
was that?
Oh, Jane.
Jane, I've got some information for you. Um, I have been told that you are experiencing a hurt and like you're being undervalued or something along those lines, and that's why you're having this illness. Does that feel like that makes sense to you? It does? Okay. Well, what I'm going to ask you to do is then when you deal with the triflame or the rose, um, expand your blue rose or your blue flame. That'll help you.
Beautiful. Nice work, Ken.
Yeah.
Yep,
You're on mute, by the way.
you're on mute.
You're on mute.
Thank
Sorry.
you. Thank you, Ken. Yes, what you've said resonates for me. And
Wow.
when I was doing this meditation, I saw the royal blue all around me. I could see it and it was very obvious. So I will thank you for that. It is, I know it's about letting go. Kathleen told me that I'm coughing up because I'm letting go of some deep hurt and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yep.
do you know what it is about, though?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Do you have any more information for me?
Um, no, except that this may take a while to heal. So, the more energy you give your blue flame, the more it will help you heal.
Thank you. Those are my words is I'm healing, so I'm going to put my energy in the blue flame into my healing and not be focused on the other stuff.
Good job. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Ken.
You're welcome.
Mhm. Beautiful. And we actually ended on time tonight.
Hmm.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to share?
I have a question. Just wanted to clarify about the emotions associated with the three colors.
Mhm.
I know the father, the yellow is joy.
Mhm.
The blue, compassion, is that the primary one associated with the mother?
More forgiveness, knowing everything is
Forgiveness.
forgiveness. Yes.
Okay. And then the magenta or the
Magenta
pink
is,
in the pink in the center. Sorry, not the magenta, the pink in the center.
it's actually grace. It's what Jane is wearing on her shirt. Yeah.
It's grace.
It's
Okay.
grace. It's the awakening to our truth, which is grace. And grace is loving action. Mhm. Yeah. To self, being really, really knowing how cherished we are, which is not always the case in our families. So, but we can extend it to the self. And that's why working with the blue and the pink and the yellow is the most healing thing we can do. Work, just really knowing that flame is there. We can infuse it, and the mother is always infusing it. So that's our connection to source. The mother, father one, they're always infusing our tri-flame. We just don't even, I didn't even know it was there before 2011. Didn't have a clue. But it is the most beautiful thing to study. Mm. dropping into the heart space and really being able to sense it and feel it. If you don't see it, just really sense it and feel it. Know it's there. Just know it's there. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Any other comments or questions or anything?
And
Yes,
Mhm.
I wanted to share that tomorrow is our 30th anniversary.
Congratulations.
congratulations.
That's exciting.
Are you celebrating?
We're probably going to go to a Jewish deli and get I don't know. That's as far as we can go right now. I mean, we thought about going out to dinner, but none of the places that we want to go really have the food we want. So we're just going to go and do that.
Get some
Yummy.
takeout.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yummy.
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, here's to 30 more.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Please.
Yeah. Oh, that's so exciting. Thanks for sharing that. What's the date? The 25th, November the
The
25th.
month before Christmas.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's beautiful. Good. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That's really lovely. Mhm.
So it is possible.
Yes.
Yeah. First marriages for both of you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, yes. The first and only.
Yay. Lucky you.
Mhm.
Well, it took me until I was 41 before we got married. And so it took a while.
That's
Yes, you
And
mentioned about
I
trust
had to
issues.
chase him.
Ah,
I'm
good
so
work.
embarrassed.
You should be.
You two are adorable.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, I'm so
gives
glad.
us all hope.
Yes, that's right. You're the blue flame of hope. That's lovely. Wow, so exciting. Okay. Well, on that note, that lovely, lovely note, we'll be sending you lots of healing all week, Jane.
Thank
And
you.
if ever, like in the future, if anyone's not feeling well, just message me and then I'll message the group. And then we can all we'll jump on board and we start sending.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been kind of busy. I haven't been thinking about things like that I should be focusing on my friends. Sorry about that. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let's reconvene next week. Beautiful.
Sounds good.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Kathleen.
Kathleen.
Thank you, everybody.
thank
for
you.
the
Everyone.
energy.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good
Good night, all.
night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.